Maya sat on the small wooden chair by the window, staring out at the rain falling steadily onto the street below. Her tiny apartment smelled faintly of coffee and old books, a comforting mix that reminded her of mornings spent reading with her son Leo. Leo was only 10, but he had an energy and curiosity that filled the small space with warmth. Today, however, there was a quiet sadness in the air, a heaviness that Maya could not shake. It had been nearly 6 months since her husband Armin had passed away. He had been a firefighter, brave and strong, the kind of man who always put others before himself. The day he did not come home was the day her world had changed forever. Since then, life had been a series of routines: waking up, preparing breakfast, taking Leo to school, going to work, and coming home to an apartment that felt emptier with each passing day. Maya tried to stay strong for Leo, but sometimes the loneliness pressed down on her like a weight she could not lift. On this particular rainy afternoon, Maya had decided to go through some of Armin's belongings. She had kept most of his things untouched, afraid that opening boxes and drawers might break her heart further. But today she felt a strange pull, as if something hidden among his things was waiting to be discovered. Leo sat cross-legged on the floor playing with his toy car, his small hands moving it back and forth with concentration. Maya opened a large, worn leather journal that Armin had kept. The pages smelled faintly of smoke and wood polish, a scent that reminded her of the times he had returned home from the fire station. As she turned the pages, she found sketches of mountains, forests, and small cabins. Her curiosity grew, and she continued flipping through the journal carefully. Suddenly, a small sealed envelope fell out from between the pages. It was cream-colored and slightly worn, and on the front, in Armand's familiar handwriting, were the words, "For Maya and Leo." Maya's hands trembled slightly as she picked it up. "Leo," she called gently, "come here for a moment. I think your dad left something for us." Leo jumped up immediately, his eyes wide with excitement. He ran over and took a seat beside her.
"Really, Mom?"
"What is it?" Maya smiled softly. "I don't know yet. Let's open it together." She carefully broke the seal and unfolded the paper inside. To their surprise, it was a hand-drawn map of the nearby mountains. The map showed trails, streams, and even small markers for unusual trees or rocks. On the back of the paper, a note was written in Armin's strong, clear handwriting. "To Maya and Leo, if you ever want to know the real me, follow this path. Love, Dad." Maya's heart skipped a beat. She had always known Armin to be brave and thoughtful, but she never imagined that he had left something so mysterious and personal for them. Leo's eyes sparkled as he looked at the map.
"Mom, this is like a treasure map,"
he exclaimed. Maya laughed quietly, feeling a mixture of sadness and excitement. "It does feel like that, doesn't it? But I think it's more than treasure. I think your dad wanted us to find something important, something he cared about deeply." For the rest of the evening, they examined the map together. Leo pointed out landmarks he recognized, like the large rock near the river and the old oak tree by the trailhead. Maya realized that Armand must have spent a lot of time exploring the mountains, carefully marking places that had meaning to him. Each line, each symbol on the map seemed to tell a story about the man they loved so much and missed dearly. As night fell, the rain outside continued to fall, tapping softly against the window. Maya packed a small backpack with essentials: 2 water bottles, a first aid kit, sandwiches, and a flashlight. She included a notebook and pen, thinking that they might want to take notes or draw what they saw along the way. Leo helped, filling his own small bag with his favorite snacks and a pair of binoculars. He could not contain his excitement. "Mom, when do we go?" he asked, his voice full of energy despite the late hour. "Tomorrow morning," Maya replied, smiling at his enthusiasm. "We'll start early so we have enough time to explore. Your dad left us a path and we need to follow it carefully." That night, Maya and Leo could hardly sleep. Maya lay awake thinking about Armin and the secret he had hidden in the mountains. She wondered why he had chosen this moment, why he had wanted them to find this place now. Leo, curled up beside her, dreamed of forests, streams, and hidden cabins, imagining the adventure they would have. Morning came with the gentle light of dawn filtering through the curtains. The rain had stopped and the streets glistened from the overnight showers. Maya and Leo dressed in comfortable clothes and sturdy shoes, ready for the hike ahead. Maya carried the map carefully in her hand, tracing the lines as they walked toward the base of the mountains. The air was fresh and crisp, filled with the scent of wet earth and pine. Birds chirped in the trees, and small animals scurried through the underbrush. Leo ran ahead, his small figure bouncing with energy, while Maya followed at a slower pace, taking in the beauty of the forest. She felt a strange sense of peace, as if Armin's presence was surrounding them, guiding their steps. The trail was steep in places, but the view of the valley below made every step worthwhile. Leo paused often, pointing out unusual flowers and rocks, while Maya listened, appreciating his curiosity. "Your dad would have loved to see you noticing all these things," she said softly. Hours passed as they followed the map. They crossed a narrow wooden bridge over a sparkling stream, carefully stepping on the stones to avoid slipping. Leo giggled when Maya nearly lost her balance, and they both laughed, the sound echoing through the quiet forest. Despite the challenge of the climb, Maya felt closer to Armin with every step, imagining the moments he had spent alone in these mountains, thinking, planning, and enjoying nature. By late afternoon, they stopped to rest near a large boulder. Leo pulled out a sandwich from his bag, and Maya sipped water, feeling grateful for the moment of calm. They looked at the map again, trying to match the landmarks to what they could see around them. "Mom, I think we are very close," Leo said, his voice filled with excitement. Maya nodded, feeling a flutter of anticipation. "Yes, I think we are. Whatever your dad wanted us to find, it must be near." As the sun began to dip behind the mountains, casting long shadows across the forest floor, Maya and Leo resumed their hike, hearts full of hope and curiosity. They had no idea what awaited them at the end of the trail, but they knew it would be something special, a connection to the man they loved and missed so much. Finally, after one last climb, they reached a clearing. Maya stopped in her tracks and Leo ran ahead, eyes wide with wonder. In front of them stood a small wooden cabin tucked among tall pines. Smoke rose gently from the stone chimney and colorful flowers grew neatly around the door. The cabin looked cared for, as if it had been waiting for them to arrive. Leo ran back to Maya, tugging at her hand. "Mom, look! It's real. Your dad really built this." Maya felt tears welling up in her eyes. She took a deep breath and stepped forward, feeling the presence of her husband in every detail. The adventure had only just begun, but already they had discovered a treasure far greater than they could have imagined. A secret place, a connection, and a love that would never fade. Together, Maya and Leo stood at the edge of the clearing, ready to uncover the secrets that Armin had left behind, not knowing that this journey would bring them closer to him, to each other, and to the memories that would forever guide their lives. The morning sun bathed the forest in a soft golden light. Birds chirped cheerfully and a gentle breeze rustled through the trees. Maya and Leo packed their small backpacks carefully, making sure they had water, snacks, and the map that Armin had left for them. Maya felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. She had no idea what awaited them beyond the clearing, but she was determined to follow the path that her husband had chosen. Leo bounced up and down with excitement. "Mom, do you think Dad will be here somehow?" he asked, looking around the forest with wide eyes. Maya smiled, hugging him gently. "I don't think he will be here, Leo, but I think he left something for us to find, something that will help us remember him and understand him better." The trail from the clearing was narrow, winding through thick clusters of pine trees. The forest floor was soft beneath their feet, covered in pine needles and small stones. Leo ran ahead, pointing at interesting plants, rocks, and birds that flew past them. Maya followed more slowly, enjoying the fresh mountain air and the sense of adventure that filled her heart. After walking for some time, they reached a small stream. The water sparkled in the sunlight and tiny fish swam beneath the surface. Leo's eyes lit up. "Mom, can we cross here?" Maya looked at the stream. It was shallow, but the rocks were slippery. "Careful, Leo," she warned. "Step slowly and hold my hand if you need to." Leo nodded and carefully placed his feet on the stones, balancing himself with surprising skill. Maya followed, stepping from one stone to another. A few times her foot slipped slightly, but Leo held out his hand, helping her regain her balance. They laughed together, the sound echoing softly through the forest. Once they were across, they continued their journey, following the map closely. The path grew steeper, and Maya noticed the tall trees thinning out as they climbed higher. The mountains stretched around them, their peaks hidden slightly by clouds. Maya felt a deep sense of awe. She had never realized how beautiful the world could be so close to their city life. "This is amazing, Mom," Leo said, looking around. "Dad must have loved it here." I think he did, Maya replied. I can see why he wanted us to come. There is something peaceful about this place, something that makes you feel close to nature and to yourself. As they climbed higher, they noticed small carvings on the tree trunks along the trail. Each carving was simple, like an arrow or a symbol of a mountain. Leo stopped to examine one carefully. Mom, look! Dad made these. Maya nodded. Yes, it looks like he wanted to guide us. He planned every step of this journey. Following the carvings, they reached a narrow path that curved around the side of a hill. The ground was rocky and uneven, but Maya felt a thrill of adventure. Each step brought them closer to the unknown, and she could sense that something special awaited them. After a while, they reached a small clearing surrounded by tall pine trees. In the center, there was a large rock formation, shaped almost like a small wall. Maya and Leo sat down to rest, taking a break from the climb. Leo pulled out a snack and handed one to Maya. Mom, I feel like Dad is watching us, Leo said quietly, chewing his snack. Maya smiled and hugged him. I think you are right, Leo. I think he is with us in spirit, guiding us and keeping us safe. They stayed in the clearing for a while, enjoying the view of the mountains and the forest below. The sunlight created patterns on the trees, and the wind carried the soft sound of rustling leaves. Maya felt a calm she had not experienced in a long time. She realized that this journey was not just about discovering her husband's secret. It was also about discovering a part of herself and her son that had been hidden under the weight of grief. After resting, they continued along the path. The trail became narrower and more rugged, but Maya felt confident following the map. Leo was full of energy, running ahead and pointing out birds, unusual rocks, and small wildflowers. Maya laughed at his enthusiasm. As they walked, they noticed a fallen tree that had created a small bridge over a narrow ravine. The tree looked sturdy, but Maya hesitated for a moment. Leo, be careful. Hold my hand while we cross. Leo stepped onto the tree bridge first, balancing carefully. Maya followed, feeling her heart race slightly with each step. When they reached the other side safely, Leo cheered. We did it, Mom. We are doing it just like Dad said we could. Maya smiled, feeling proud of both of them. Yes, we are, Leo. Your dad would be very proud of us, too. They walked for several more hours, following the map and the carvings left by Armin. As the day went on, the sun began to dip lower in the sky, casting long shadows through the forest. Maya felt a sense of anticipation growing inside her. She knew that they were close to discovering the place her husband had hidden. Finally, they reached the top of a small hill. From there, they could see a large clearing in the distance surrounded by tall pine trees. Maya's heart skipped a beat. Something about the clearing seemed familiar, as if she had seen it in one of Armin's sketches in the journal. Leo ran ahead, his excitement uncontrollable. Mom, look, I see it. I think it's the cabin. Maya followed, hurrying to keep up with him. As they approached the clearing, she saw a small wooden cabin tucked among the trees. Smoke rose gently from the chimney and colorful flowers grew neatly around the door. The cabin looked inviting and well kept, as if it had been waiting for them to arrive. Maya felt tears welling up in her eyes. She had never imagined that Armin had built such a place for them to discover. It was more than a cabin. It was a symbol of his love, thoughtfulness, and the life he had wanted them to share. Leo ran to the cabin, his eyes wide with wonder. Mom, it's real. Dad really did this. Maya smiled through her tears. Yes, Leo, he really did. And now we get to see it, just like he wanted us to. They stepped closer to the cabin, feeling the warmth and care that had been put into it. The wooden walls were smooth and the door creaked softly as Maya opened it. Inside, the cabin was simple but cozy. A wooden table was set with 2 mugs and a kettle. On the wall, photographs of Maya, Leo, and Armin were arranged in perfect order. There were notes, sketches, and a small bookshelf filled with adventure journals. Maya picked up a notebook and opened it carefully. The pages were filled with sketches of mountains, forests, and small animals. There were notes about their hikes, their favorite places, and even small stories about Armin's adventures as a firefighter. It was clear that he had created this place as a refuge, a space to think, explore, and enjoy the beauty of nature. Leo wandered around the cabin, examining the small decorations and tools neatly arranged on shelves. Mom, look at all this. He wanted us to see everything. Maya nodded, feeling a deep connection to her husband. Yes, Leo, he wanted us to understand him even now. This is his way of being with us, guiding us and teaching us. As they explored, the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the cabin and the surrounding forest. Maya and Leo sat on a log outside, enjoying the view and talking quietly about the journey that had brought them here. "Mom, do you think Dad knew we could do this?" Leo asked softly. "I think he did," Maya replied. "He believed in us, Leo. And now we have this place to remember him, to feel close to him and to make new memories together." The forest around them grew quiet as the day ended, and the sky turned a deep shade of blue. Stars began to appear, twinkling gently above the mountains. Maya and Leo sat in silence for a while, feeling the peace and calm of the moment. It was a moment they would never forget, the beginning of a new adventure and a step toward healing their hearts together. Maya knew that this journey was just the beginning. The cabin, the mountains, and the messages left by Armin held many more secrets and stories to discover. But for now, she was grateful to be here with Leo, sharing this special place and feeling the love of a husband and father who had thought of them until the very end. Maya and Leo woke early the next morning, the soft light of dawn filtering through the thin curtains of the cabin. The air smelled fresh and crisp, filled with the scent of pine and damp earth. The mountains were quiet, except for the occasional chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze. Maya stretched and looked around the small cabin, noticing details she had not seen the day before. Everything was neat and organized, as if Armin had prepared it carefully for their arrival. Leo bounced out of bed, his excitement for the day evident. "Mom, I want to explore more. I want to see everything Dad left for us." Maya smiled, grabbing a small backpack for him. "Okay, Leo, but we will take it slow. There's a lot to discover, and I want us to enjoy every moment." The cabin itself was small but cozy. The walls were made of smooth wood, and a stone fireplace sat in the corner, perfect for chilly nights. On one wall, a series of photographs had been carefully arranged. Some showed Maya and Leo together with Armin during happier days. Others captured moments from Armin's adventures in the mountains. There were pictures of sunrise over valleys, trees bending in the wind and streams sparkling in the sunlight. Leo ran over to the photographs, pointing at each one. "Mom, look. This is the time Dad took us to the lake. And this is when he taught me to climb the hill." Maya felt a wave of emotion. "Yes, Leo, these are memories your dad wanted us to remember. He made sure we could see them and feel his love even now." As they explored further, Maya noticed a small wooden shelf near the corner of the cabin. On it were notebooks, each labeled with dates and simple titles. She picked up one titled Adventures with Nature and flipped through the pages. Inside were sketches of plants, trees, and animals, along with notes about their behavior and favorite spots in the mountains. It was clear that Armin had spent a lot of time observing nature and recording his thoughts. Leo found a small toolbox on another shelf. It contained ropes, hooks, and small tools for climbing or hiking. "Mom, he wanted us to explore safely," Leo said, looking up at her. "Yes, he did," Maya agreed. "He wanted us to enjoy the mountains, but he also wanted us to be careful. That was his way of caring for us." The cabin also had a small desk with a chair, perfect for writing or drawing. Maya sat down and opened another notebook. This one was filled with letters addressed to them. She realized these letters were not meant to be read all at once. They were messages her husband had written over time, meant to guide them, teach them, and inspire them. One letter caught her attention. It was addressed to Leo. Maya read it aloud, her voice soft but steady. "Dear Leo, always be curious. Explore the world with your eyes wide open. Learn from nature, from people, and from yourself. Be brave, kind, and honest. Remember your mom and I love you more than anything." Leo listened intently, his eyes growing wide. "Mom, Dad believed in me," he said softly. "Yes." "Leo, and he still does even now," Maya replied, feeling tears in her eyes after reading the letters. They decided to explore the area around the cabin. The mountain stretched in every direction, with tall trees and hidden streams waiting to be discovered. Leo ran ahead, his small figure bouncing with energy, while Maya followed more slowly, taking in the beauty around her. The cabin had a small garden in front, filled with flowers and herbs. Some flowers were bright and cheerful, while others were delicate and wild. Maya noticed small signs next to some plants written in Armin's handwriting. "Chamomile," one said. "Mint," another. It seemed he had taken care to grow a garden not just for beauty, but also for practical use. Leo ran to a small stone wall near the edge of the clearing. Mom, look at this. It's like a lookout! We can see the whole valley from here. Maya walked over, following him. From the top of the stone wall, the view was breathtaking. The forest stretched endlessly, with rivers winding through the trees and mountains rising in the distance. The air was crisp and clean, and Maya felt a sense of calm she had not experienced in a long time. This is amazing, Maya said, breathing deeply. I can see why your dad loved it here. This is a place where you can think, dream, and feel connected to the world. Leo leaned on the stone wall, looking out at the forest below. Mom, I think Dad built this place so we could feel close to him. Even if he is gone, he is still with us here. Maya hugged him, holding him tightly. I think you are right, Leo. This place is his gift to us, a way to remember him and feel his love every day. As the afternoon passed, they discovered a small trail leading from the cabin into the deeper forest. Armand had marked it with small symbols on trees, just like the ones they had seen on the mountain path. Maya and Leo decided to follow it, curious about where it would lead. The trail wound through thick trees and over small streams. Leo ran ahead, pointing out interesting rocks and plants. Maya followed, enjoying his enthusiasm. Every now and then they would stop to rest and look at the map, making sure they were following the path Armand had planned. After some time, they reached a small clearing with a wooden bench overlooking a sparkling stream. Maya sat down, taking in the view while Leo explored the area. The sound of flowing water was soothing, and the sunlight danced on the surface of the stream, creating tiny patterns of light. This is beautiful, Mom, Leo said, sitting beside her on the bench. Dad must have spent a lot of time here. Yes, he did, Maya replied. And now we can spend time here too. He wanted us to feel the peace and joy that nature gives. As they rested, Maya noticed a small wooden box partially hidden under a tree. She picked it up carefully and opened it. Inside were small keepsakes, photos of their family, notes written in Armand's handwriting, and little trinkets from their adventures. Each item told a story, a memory that Armand had treasured and now wanted them to have. Leo looked over her shoulder, eyes wide. Mom, he left all this for us. He wanted us to know him even now. Maya nodded, tears in her eyes. Yes, Leo. This is his way of being with us, guiding us and teaching us about life, love, and courage. As the sun began to set, the forest glowed with warm colors. The sky turned shades of pink and orange, reflecting on the streams and trees. Maya and Leo returned to the cabin, carrying the box of keepsakes. They placed it carefully on the table, feeling a sense of connection to Armand that was stronger than ever. That evening, they sat by the fireplace, reading letters and looking at photos. The cabin was quiet except for the soft crackling of the fire. Maya realized that this place was more than just a secret cabin. It was a sanctuary, a hidden refuge where they could remember Armand, learn from him, and create new memories together. Leo leaned against her, holding one of the letters. Mom, I think Dad knew we could do this. He knew we would find his special place. Yes, Leo, Maya whispered, hugging him. He believed in us, and now we have this place to feel close to him, to remember him and to be together. As the stars appeared in the night sky, Maya and Leo sat quietly, listening to the forest around them. The mountains were calm, and the cabin was filled with the warmth of their love and memories. Maya knew that this journey was just beginning. There were more stories to discover, more messages from Armand to read, and more adventures waiting in the mountains. But for now, they were content. They were together, surrounded by nature, and connected to a man who had loved them more than anything. The hidden refuge was not just a place, it was a symbol of love, courage, and the bond that could never be broken. Maya looked at Leo and smiled. Tomorrow we will explore even more, Leo. There is still so much to see and learn here. Leo's eyes sparkled. Yes, Mom, I can't wait. And as they drifted to sleep in the cozy cabin, Maya felt a sense of peace and hope. The mountains had given them a gift, a connection to the past, a love that would never fade, and a future filled with memories, adventures, and the warmth of a father who had thought of them until the very end. The morning sun shone through the cabin window, casting a warm glow on the wooden floor. Maya awoke first, stretching and listening to the gentle sounds of the forest. Birds sang softly and the leaves rustled with the morning breeze. She could hear Leo moving quietly in the corner, unpacking a small backpack with his binoculars and notebook. Today felt like an important day, as if the mountains themselves were inviting them to discover more secrets left by Armin. "Mom," Leo said, looking up with bright eyes, "I want to explore the area around the stream today. I think there might be more things Dad wanted us to see." Maya smiled. "Okay, Leo, let's take the map and see where it leads us. I have a feeling he left something special for us nearby." They packed a small bag with essentials, water, sandwiches, and a flashlight, and stepped outside. The air was crisp and clean, filled with the scent of pine and earth. Maya took a deep breath, feeling a sense of calm she had not experienced in a long time. Leo ran ahead, his small figure bouncing with energy, while Maya followed, careful on the uneven mountain trail. The path led them through thick pine trees and over small rocks, winding closer to the stream that had caught their attention the day before. The water sparkled in the sunlight, and small fish swam beneath its surface. Leo knelt by the edge of the stream, peering into the water. "Mom, look at this. The water is so clear. Dad would have loved this place." Maya smiled, kneeling beside him. "Yes, he would have. And now we get to enjoy it too. He wanted us to see the beauty of nature and feel connected to it." As they followed the stream, Leo noticed something partially hidden under a cluster of bushes. "Mom, over here. I think there is something." Maya walked over and helped him move the branches aside. Beneath them was a small wooden box, worn from time but carefully sealed. Leo's eyes widened with excitement. "Mom, it's a treasure box. Dad left it for us?" Maya opened the box gently and found a stack of letters, each addressed to either her or Leo. The handwriting was unmistakable, strong, careful, and familiar. She picked up the first letter and read it aloud. "Dear Maya, if you are reading this, you have found my secret place. I built it for us to remember the simple joys of life, to explore nature, and to feel peace. I wanted you to see the world as I do, full of wonder and calm. Take Leo and enjoy these moments together. Love always, Armin." Maya felt tears in her eyes. "Leo, your dad wanted us to feel close to him even now. He wanted us to know his thoughts and his love." Leo looked at the letters with wide eyes. "Mom, he believed in us so much. He knew we could find this and enjoy it." They read several more letters, each filled with stories and life lessons. Some were small stories from Armin's days as a firefighter, teaching courage and patience. Others spoke about kindness, helping others, and appreciating the simple things in life. Each letter was carefully written, as if Armin had known they would discover them in this secret refuge. After reading the letters, Maya and Leo decided to explore more around the cabin. The area was filled with hidden corners, small paths, and natural beauty. Leo ran ahead, pointing out unusual rocks, flowers, and small birds. Maya followed slowly, enjoying his excitement and curiosity. They came across a small wooden bench tucked under a tree near the stream. It looked like a quiet place for reflection. Leo sat down, swinging his legs, while Maya took a seat beside him. "Mom," Leo said softly, "I feel like Dad is talking to us through these letters. It is like he is still here, teaching us things and guiding us." "Yes, Leo," Maya replied, holding his hand. "Even though he is not here physically, his love is everywhere. The cabin, the letters, the paths he made, they are all ways for him to stay close to us." They spent the afternoon exploring a small trail leading deeper into the forest. The trees grew taller and thicker, and sunlight filtered through the leaves in soft patterns. Leo noticed small carvings on tree trunks, just like the ones on the mountain path. "Mom, Dad left these for us too. He wanted to make sure we could find our way." Maya nodded. "Yes, he planned everything carefully. He wanted us to feel safe and guided while still enjoying the adventure." As they continued, they found a small stone circle near the base of a large tree. It looked like a quiet spot for sitting and thinking. Inside the circle was a small wooden box, similar to the one by the stream. Maya opened it and found more letters and small keepsakes. A locket with a family photo, a small compass, and a notebook filled with sketches. Leo picked up the compass and turned it in his hands. "Mom, Dad wanted us to explore and find direction. Not just in the mountains, but in life too." Maya hugged him, feeling the truth in his words. "Yes, Leo. Your dad wanted us to grow, learn, and stay connected to each other. This place is more than a cabin. It is a guide for our hearts." They sat together in the stone circle, reading the letters and examining the keepsakes. Each item told a story about Armin's love, his wisdom, and his connection to nature. Maya realized that this refuge was designed not only as a secret place for him, but also as a gift for them to understand him better and to feel his presence always. As the day turned to evening, the forest glowed with soft golden light. Maya and Leo returned to the cabin, carrying the letters and keepsakes with care. They placed them on the table, arranging them in a way that felt respectful and special. "Mom, I think Dad wanted us to feel happy here," Leo said, looking around the cabin. "He wanted us to remember him and enjoy the mountains." "Yes, Leo," Maya replied. "He wanted us to know that life is full of beauty even when it is hard. He left us this place so we could feel his love and guidance every day." That night they sat by the fireplace reading more letters and looking at the photographs. The cabin was quiet except for the soft crackling of the fire. Maya realized that the mountains, the cabin, and the messages from Arman had given them a new way to connect with him. She felt a sense of peace and understanding she had not felt in months. Leo leaned against her, holding a letter close. "Mom, I feel like Dad is proud of us. He knew we could find this place and understand him." "Yes, Leo," Maya whispered, hugging him tightly. "He is proud and he loves us. That will never change." As the stars appeared in the sky above the mountains, Maya and Leo sat quietly, listening to the forest around them. The letters, keepsakes, and Arman's thoughtful carvings created a sense of connection that was stronger than anything they had felt since his passing. Maya knew that this journey was only the beginning. There were more secrets to discover, more messages to read, and more stories to uncover in the mountains. But for now she felt grateful. Grateful for this hidden refuge, for her son, and for the love of a man who had thought of them until the very end. "Tomorrow," Maya said softly, "we will explore even more, Leo. There is still so much for us to find and learn here." Leo's eyes sparkled. "I can't wait, Mom. I want to see everything Dad left for us." Maya smiled, holding his hand. "And we will, Leo. We will do it together." As they settled into the cozy cabin for the night, Maya felt a sense of hope and connection. The messages from the past were more than letters. They were a guide, a gift, and a bridge between the life they had known and the future they would create together. The mountains and the hidden refuge were not just a place, they were a reminder that love, courage, and family could never be lost. The morning light streamed gently through the cabin window, painting the wooden floor with a warm glow. Maya awoke first, stretching her arms and listening to the peaceful sounds of the forest. Birds sang softly in the trees, and the mountains stood tall and calm around them. She looked at Leo, who was already awake, eagerly organizing the notes, letters, and keepsakes they had collected from the past days. His excitement was contagious, filling the cabin with life and energy. "Mom," Leo said, looking up with bright eyes, "today I want to explore the other side of the cabin. There might be more things Dad wanted us to see." Maya smiled, feeling a mixture of curiosity and gratitude. "Okay, Leo, let's take the map and see where it leads us. I have a feeling there are still surprises waiting for us." They packed a small backpack with essentials, water, snacks, and a notebook, and stepped outside. The air was crisp and fresh, carrying the scent of pine and wildflowers. The mountains seemed to welcome them, as if encouraging them to continue their journey and discover more of Arman's hidden world. Leo ran ahead, his small figure bouncing with energy while Maya followed, taking in the beauty of the forest around them. Sunlight filtered through the trees, creating patterns on the forest floor. Every step felt like a new adventure. Every sound of birds or rustling leaves a reminder that life was full of wonders. As they walked along a narrow trail, they noticed a small wooden sign partially hidden among the bushes. It was hand-carved, just like the other markings they had seen before, and it read, "Look closer. The heart finds what eyes cannot see." Leo paused, tilting his head. "Mom, what do you think it means?" Maya thought for a moment. "I think your dad wanted us to pay attention to small things, to notice details, and to appreciate what is often hidden. He wanted us to see with our hearts, not just our eyes." They continued along the trail, following the symbols carved on the trees. The path led them to a small hill overlooking a sparkling stream. The water flowed gently, reflecting the sunlight in 1,000 tiny patterns. At the top of the hill, a wooden bench was carefully placed, inviting them to sit and rest. Maya and Leo sat down, looking out at the forest below. "Mom," Leo said softly, "this place is like a secret world. Dad built it for us to feel happy and safe." "Yes, Leo," Maya replied, squeezing his hand. He wanted us to have a place where we could feel close to him, remember his love, and enjoy the beauty of nature. As they rested, Leo noticed something partially hidden under a cluster of ferns near the bench. He ran over and pulled out a small wooden box. Maya followed, curious. Inside the box were more letters, each addressed to them along with small trinkets and photographs. Maya picked up a letter addressed to her. She read it aloud, her voice soft but steady. Dear Maya, I built this refuge not just to escape from the world, but to share it with you and Leo. Every trail, every tree, every rock has a memory, a lesson, or a story. Use this place to remember the simple joys, to teach Leo about life, and to find peace in your hearts. I am always with you. Love, Armand. Tears filled Maya's eyes. Leo, your dad wanted us to find happiness here. He wanted us to feel his love every day, even if he is not here with us. Leo looked at the letters with wide eyes. Mom, he believed in us. He knew we would find his special place and understand it. They spent the next few hours exploring the surrounding area. Every tree, rock, and stream seemed to hold a story. Leo discovered a small wooden ladder leading to a hidden platform in one of the trees. Maya climbed up carefully behind him. From the platform, they could see the entire forest, the winding streams and distant mountains. The view was breathtaking, filling them with awe and a sense of wonder. Mom, Dad must have loved this view, Leo said softly. He wanted us to see it too. Yes, he did, Maya replied. And now we get to enjoy it together. This is his gift to us. After descending from the platform, they found a small trail that led to a secluded part of the forest. There, hidden behind tall ferns and flowering plants, was a tiny stone structure. Maya knelt down to examine it, and Leo noticed small carvings on its surface. They were words, phrases, and symbols that Armand had left behind, guiding them, teaching them, and sharing his thoughts. Leo ran his fingers over the carvings. Mom, it is like a secret message. He wanted us to find it. Yes, Leo, Maya said softly. He wanted us to discover these things and feel connected to him. Every message has meaning, a lesson, or a memory. He thought of everything. They spent the afternoon reading the carvings, examining the stone structure, and collecting small keepsakes from the area. Each discovery made them feel closer to Armand, as if he was guiding them through the forest with love and care. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange, Maya and Leo returned to the cabin. The fire in the stone fireplace was already lit, filling the room with warmth and comfort. They placed their finds on the wooden table, arranging the letters, trinkets, and carvings in a way that felt special and meaningful. Leo leaned against Maya, holding one of the letters. Mom, I think Dad would be proud of us. He knew we could find his special place and enjoy it. Yes, Leo, Maya whispered, hugging him tightly. He is proud of us and he loves us. That will never change. That night they sat quietly by the fire, looking at the photographs, letters, and keepsakes. Maya realized that the cabin, the mountains, and the messages left by Armand were more than just a secret refuge. They were a bridge between the past and the future. They were a way to remember, learn, and grow together. Maya felt a sense of hope she had not felt in months. The mountains had given them a gift, a connection to Armand and a place to heal and find joy. She understood that this was not just a cabin in the forest, it was a symbol of love, courage, and family. Mom, Leo said softly, I want to come here again and again. This place feels like home even though it is new. Maya smiled, her heart full. Yes, Leo. We will come here whenever we need to feel close to Dad, to each other, and to the beauty around us. This place will always be ours. They spent the rest of the evening reading more letters and examining the photographs. Each story, each note, and each memory brought them closer together and filled the cabin with warmth and love. Maya realized that Armand had left them more than just a physical place. He had left them guidance, wisdom, and a lifelong connection. As night fell, the stars appeared in the sky above the mountains. Maya and Leo sat quietly outside the cabin, holding hands and listening to the forest. The mountains were calm and peaceful, a perfect place for reflection and remembrance. Maya whispered, Leo, your dad wanted us to be happy, to explore, to love, and to learn. And we will, together. Leo nodded, his eyes sparkling. Yes, Mom, we will. And we will always remember Dad's love. In that moment, surrounded by the mountains, the forest, and the hidden refuge, Maya felt a deep sense of peace. The journey that had begun with a simple map had brought them closer to Armand, to each other, and to a future filled with hope, love, and adventure. The hidden cabin, the letters, the carvings, and the trails were not just reminders of the past, they were a gift for the future. Maya and Leo knew that no matter where life took them, the mountains would always be there, a place to feel connected, to remember, and to create new memories. Maya held Leo close, looking at the stars above. She knew that this journey had changed them forever. They had discovered not only a secret refuge, but also the enduring love of a father who had thought of them until the very end. And in that moment, Maya understood that life could be beautiful again. With Leo by her side and with the mountains as their guide, they would continue to explore, learn, and grow. The hidden refuge was now a new beginning, a place where love, courage, and family would always thrive.